Hello everyone and welcome back to day 12 of the 100 Days of UI Design Challenge. This is such an exciting day, such a special day because we are designing a viral, Instagram worthy, once again, ice cream UI slider. I am so excited for this design because it has so many techniques, so many fonts, so many frame effects, so many different things that we've never talked about, that you probably have never seen, but we see these online, we see these on Instagram, we see them be really cool. So this is going to be so fun getting to actually recreate it with you guys today. This is going to be one of the most awesome streams on this channel. Let's just jump to the demo, see what we're building today. This is what we're going to be making today. It is very special. One of the most viral UI, which is Instagram worthy, beautiful, has so many cool effects. I absolutely love it. It has, and now we're just going to start to point out the things it's built off, the most beautiful things it's built off. It has this beautiful radial gradient radiating from the image to outside. It has these beautiful splash background effects that I'm so excited to show you guys. It has this beautiful text, different font, trying something new, making something new happen. You can also choose which specific UI you want by directly clicking on the UI. You can also simply just go to the next one or choose to buy now. Again, this is going to be one of the most spectacular UI designs we have done on this channel in a while. I am so happy I get to show this to you now. Let's just jump right in. Alright. Let's just go back and start from the beginning. So the very first thing you're going to do is obviously go to Google. Again, this is a very simple first step. The very first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to Google. Simply search for Figma downloads. You can go to Firefox or Safari or whatever it is you want to go to. Figma.com/downloads is the link to download Figma. It is really important that you install Figma on your device. This lets you have all of the features that we're using right here. And then you're simply going to go to your desktop app for macOS or your desktop app for Windows, depending on what device you're currently on. And that is going to help you have that app in your device. Alright, now that we have this figured out, let's just jump right back into Figma, start creating our beautiful UI design. Okay. So, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create a new design file. Let's just close this one. We're starting with creating a new design file. Click on new design file, blue button, simplest thing you can do. This is going to be one of the most spectacular builds we've done in a really long time. I am so excited to show this to you. The very first thing you're going to start with is, of course, the frame. And this time, I wanted to do this because we haven't done it in a while. You notice how this frame has a laptop skin outside of it, so it gives you this really nice UI when you're presenting it to someone. I want to duplicate that. Since this is an Instagram worthy UI design, you might post it on social media. You want it to have this genuine look of laptop skin so that other people other than you can also understand what this is about. It gives it a level of simplicity. The way we're going to implement that is we're just going to go to frames. Instead of giving us a standard 1920 by 1080 width and height, we'll go to the right hand side tab and search for desktop. And now you can choose MacBook 14 or MacBook 16. It really doesn't matter at this point. I'm going with MacBook 14. You can also go with MacBook 16. Both of them provide you with a really nice UI, a really nice laptop skin. For those of you who are just joining us, this is what we're going to be building today. One of the most beautiful, fantastic UIs ever. Just let me drag this out. This is what we're building today. One of the most Instagram worthy, beautiful UI designs in the whole world. It is going to be such a fun build. There is radial gradients here, splashes of backgrounds, different flavors and stuff, beautiful fonts, so many things we're just going to be exploring. We have barely scratched the surface of. All right, so we've just opened a new file, and instead of doing anything, we've just gone to the frame, simply clicked on MacBook Pro 14. This lets us have this really nice laptop skin, which you would not get with 1920 by 1080 width and height screens. All right, now that we've taken care of that, let's just simply go and click on the keyboard shortcut Control-Shift-K. Control-Shift-K lets you import images in Figma. In the Discord group for this video, for this channel, the first link in the description is the Discord group, which you can join. In the description you can find the first link. You will find this beautiful folder. For day 12 you will find this beautiful folder with all of our ice cream images as well as the background splashes. Very well labeled, very well given. Backgrounds are removed, every dimension, everything, every capability has been taken care of. Right now, go to Discord. There is a link in the description. Get your images, get your assets, get your folders today. Alright, once you've done that, you will basically download this folder into your device. Once we have this folder in our device, we are going to start with importing our first image. So let's, let's just take this from the live chat. Should I build the Raspberry UI first, or should I build the chocolate UI first? Just type R or C. Should I build the pink one or the brown one first? Because we've got a couple of people watching. Should I build this one first, or should I build this one first? Let's just give this a minute. All right, we have an answer. C is the verdict. We'll build the brown UI first. So the very first thing you're going to do is you're going to go and click on Control-Shift-K. Control-Shift-K lets you, as I said, import images, or you can just go right here, go to this drop down, click on Place Image. That will also give you your images. Choose your very first image, place it, and make sure to align this image to the bottom edge of your frame, just so it gets a little bit cut off. Place it inside of your frame. Alright, now that we've taken care of that, let's add a background color. Since this is brown, we want the background to be dark brown as well. Let's change the color to a brown that's taken from right here, and then we can go to radial gradients and give it a beautiful radial gradient. We'll go right here, we'll choose radial gradient, reverse these colors, and this is going to give us a beautiful radial gradient. The way we're going to change this color, because even though it's nice, it does not exactly match, we'll just choose a color from here, make it darker, and then go to the frame, get a color from the middle, drag it down, and we'll change the direction. So this lets you change the direction, and this lets you change the distance. We'll bring the distance down as well. Let's just make it a little bit bigger, fit inside. We can change the color here a little bit because it's too light right now. Let's just remove it, and we can just get a couple of other colors. This looks good. This is quite subtle and it does look good. You can change the color themes from down here. Alright, and now this is our very first UI design with its background. You can change your background colors if you're not happy with the way they look. I'm just going to shift the background colors around just a little bit. We can always add colors in the middle just so the whole design is a little more better as a gradient. And now we're done with this. I'm happy with this color. You can always choose to shift around the colors a little bit more. Next, we are going to import the background splash. Again, click on Ctrl+Shift+K. Join the Discord group for all of these images. You will get the whole folder every single day for 100 days of UI. You can also request for other images. Click on Place All. Make the whole thing just a little bit smaller so it fits your edges perfectly, and this image is made to fit your edges perfectly. And just right click and send to back. Make sure it is inside of your frame, because if it isn't, then you're going to be in for a world of trouble. Just align everything to the center, and these red lines let you know that you've aligned everything to the center. Alright, this looks good. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to add some text. The font that we're going to be using for this one is actually really special. It is called Livic. So let's just search for Livvic. Livic. Say hi everyone in the chat. This is a really special stream that we're doing after such a long time. You know, let's just take a look at what the text says. Chocolate blast bliss. Alright. Alright, now we'll just make the size bigger. And we'll make it thicker as well. Let's just make this text smaller, align it to the right, and finally increase the font size as well. Alright, now that we've taken care of this, let's just give it a simple drop shadow just so that it is visible even though there's stuff happening in the background. And you'll reduce your line height so that these lines come closer together, because I don't like the extreme distance between them. After we're done with that, we will also have to add some description text that we are going to do. And again, these are 2 lines of description. You can either copy exactly what the text says from here, or you can make your own text. We'll just make our own text for this one. The way we're going to do that is we're going to go to Lorem Ipsum plugin. Again, we've got a plugins video coming out pretty soon, which again, I'm so excited about. We'll just go right here to one paragraph. We'll not click on the auto close button so we can have some more, and click on generate. I think we need to select a different text box for this to work. So we'll just click on generate, and this gives us a beautiful paragraph. Also, we'll have a tagline, which we're just going to generate in a bit. We'll get another text frame, place it, and we'll click on sentences, and then we'll click on generate, and that's going to give us 2 beautiful lines, one of which is going to be my paragraph, one of which is going to be my tagline. I'll reduce my font size, bring it down to about 24. This looks good. Make it smaller, make it fit in 2 lines. This looks fine. We'll just increase the font size here to 28 and decrease the font width to be semi-bold. This works. Add an effect of drop shadow. Increase the blur, increase the black opacity. Alright, and now that we've taken care of that, we'll just increase the blur just a little bit more, just so everything is visible in front. And now we'll change the descriptions text font to outfit. We'll change the font to outfit, change the font size as well, because you want to have a smaller font size for this part. Reduce it to a regular, make the font size larger. You know what, I think there's just so much text here that it's so difficult to style. We can get rid of a lot of text because this isn't actual real text, it's just dummy text, and hopefully in a real site you won't have this much text going forward. Alright, we'll just increase the font size a little bit still. Let's just give it down to a 18. We'll start with 20 and decrease it to 18. This looks good. This does look good. Let's decrease some more text because I still have a feeling there's just so much text in here that it's all difficult to see. And like that, we have made our basic UI. We'll just add a drop shadow here, add a navigation on the other side, and that will give us our beautiful UI. We'll just decrease the size here. It's still a little bit too large for me. Say hi everyone in the chat. This is such a beautiful day, such a beautiful Instagram worthy UI design that we're building today. In case you don't know what we're building, let me know in the chat. I can just go over the whole thing again. And we'll just increase it, move it with the up and down arrow keys. Decrease the font size. Oops. This does take a little bit time to adjust, but once you have adjusted it, it works out pretty well. Next, choose the text and give it a beautiful button. And I'm going to show you my favorite technique to make buttons. We'll just type get now. Click on frame selection. This is going to give you the option to create auto layouts. Increase the padding again. Change the fill color to white. You know what, let's just not put the fill color for this time. We'll add a stroke. Again, let me know what you think of this one in the chat. And increase a border radius. Alright, and now we'll increase the font size to about 22. We'll again go back to our frame because this lets us adjust our auto layout, which is why we're getting this beautiful button. Increase the border radius, place it right here. This is again a beautiful kind of button. We might have a video on buttons also coming out really soon. Subscribe for that. And we'll just take the whole thing above now. All right. Now that we've taken care of that, we have this beautiful text with us. And just for a little bit of fun, you can have any lorem ipsum text you want here, and I'm going to just get started on the navigation bar now. So the way we're going to building out this navigation bar is actually really fun, really interesting. Grab a frame, make it as big as you possibly can, just wide, extremely wide frame, reduce its fill to a 0, and then you're going to start putting images inside of it. You're going to click on Ctrl+Shift+K, that is going to give you your image selection box. Ctrl+Shift+K, and after you've gotten all of these images from the Discord group, which, by the way, excellent design community. You can find all of these assets there for every single day of the 100 days challenge. 100 different days of website, app, design, UIs, assets, everything. Also assets to all of our videos. It's one of the best design communities by far. Join the Discord group. Click on place all. This is going to give you your 7 images. Alright, and now we are just going to resize them, make them smaller. You know what, let's just get this right here. Let's take this image, place it right here, and take all of these, resize them. Click on shift while you're doing this. Don't just do it like that. Click on shift. Always, always, always click on shift. Make it bigger, then make it smaller once again. Make everything fit inside of the frame. Make sure the bigger ones are aligned to be equal in size, because sometimes they can just end up being bigger than the others and then it comes out looking really wonky. You don't want that. Make it smaller. Go to the frame, click on auto layout. This is going to give them a beautiful auto layout. Crop your images if there is the need of that. Crop your images up until their very, very last position. Oops. You know what, you can't exactly crop it perfectly in a frame, so you're just going to convert this frame to a group for a little while. Go right here, crop these images just so you have an equal height. Take it to the end, take this to the top, go here again, crop it. Crop it one more time. Crop all of these images just so their top edge is gone. Say hi in the chat. This is one of the most amazing UI design live streams ever. Make it a little bit bigger. Make it smaller. And one last time, make this smaller as well. Now that we have all of these images figured out, we're going back to our group, we're converting it into a frame. Something that we need to address over here is everything is not aligned in the same line. So we're just going to click on auto layout, and that is going to give us a much better interface. You can just make it big enough so that it fits the exact height of the frame, and then that's going to give you a really good idea of what you're dealing with. So you just want it to align with the edges of the frame. Again, I'm doing this part carefully because it needs to be done carefully. If you don't do it carefully, your whole UI is going to look weird and out of place. We don't want that. Just make it a little bit bigger. No keys. Just make it fit the width of the frame. This is a little tricky to get at first, but once you get the hang of it, it gets much simpler. And now we can easily move things around inside of this. So now we can choose which frame comes first, which frame comes last. You can easily move images around to see what you want there to be first. I'm just going to get this, place it after this, get this, place it after this, get this, place it after this, and with this we finally have a beautiful frame ready for us. We'll just take this frame, place it inside of our, you know what, let's just create an asset out of this frame. So we'll just keep this frame right here, create a component. Now we can duplicate these as many times as we want. We're just going to go to our assets section, choose to place it inside of our first MacBook, align it like this. Make sure to clip content on this frame because only then you're going to get a cropped out look and feel. Make it, shift it just a little bit. Again, I'm sort of changing the text that we have here. You can just type this text out or use lorem ipsum, it truly doesn't matter. This is exactly what we were doing previously. We will just change some text out. Make sure everything is aligned in the center. Add an extra line or two if you need to. Shift it above. This is going to give us our beautiful UI design. Alright, now we're done with the first frame. We're going to go to our second frame. This is going to be really simple starting now. From now on, we'll duplicate this frame, click right here, go to my image, click on choose image, choose our pink image, open it, change the text, and again you can have anything at this point. It really doesn't matter. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to change this splash image from the background. We're going to go right here, click on choose image, choose this background image for the splash. This gives us a really nice beautiful image. And we're going to change the text a little bit, and I'm just improvising some text at this point. You can have text from the lorem ipsum plugin as well. Indulge in raspberry reverie, a symphony of sweet bliss. Alright, this gives us some text for our description. Next, we're going to add some text for the main text. So it gave us some text for the tagline, and now we want to have some text for the description. We're going to type that as well. Just really simply, we are thrilled to have you as a customer. Your order, and this is just standard, will be just standard shipping shop talk. Just it's way soon. For any inquiries, contact our, and I'm again just starting to type support description here, but why not? We are always happy to help you out. This is just me filling random text. You can have any text here you want. It really doesn't matter, and just make it as small or as big as you like. Just make sure everything is aligned exactly the way you want it to. Alright, and now we're going to start changing our background color finally. We'll go right here. Change this to pink. Get a pink from inside of this. Remove these. Let's just keep one color, drag it out to its border. While we're doing that, I'm not too happy with this support text. Let's just think of something. Let's just try to have something better here. Let's just try to do that. All right. And one last thing you need to make sure of is the width for this container, which is 424, is the exact same as the width for this container. So one thing you can do is, and I'm doing one thing you can do is you can add 424 over here, or you can just drag it from the other side up until it reaches 424. Let's just change 424 right here. Drag it 6 places so that we see a red line. Just try cheesy texture, it doesn't matter. All done, and now we have two beautiful UIs almost ready to go. We just need to change the background color and shift this around just a little bit. Let's go to the radial gradients, click on the beautiful pink that we have from the color picker. Just choose a color that you like. It does take a while sometimes, but this is the real life speed process of how everything's just coming together. Add another fill, which is just a little bit lighter. Place it in the center, and now everything seems to radiate out from that color. Bring this in the middle, take a color outside, make it darker. Oops. Make it darker. Fill this up. Say hi in the chat, everybody. Uttam says hello. Hello, Uttam. Welcome back to the 100 Days of UI Design Challenge. This is day 12. Today we are making this beautiful viral Instagram UI design. Splashes, cool effects, so much stuff to show you guys. I'm so excited we get to do this every single day. Just choose a simple color. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be perfect, as long as it's a simple color. All right, this looks good. This looks fine. This looks just fine. Next is, you're going to be blown away by how simple this is. So just pay attention to the screen a little bit. Go to your layers section. You have a component. You're going to go to the first image, which is this one, drag it all the way to the back, and what that's going to do is, Ahir Sanjay says, it will take hours to create, isn't it? That is not true, Ahir Sanjay. We have started streaming 30 minutes ago and we'll be done in another 15. I hope that answers your question. We'll just take this, drag it above. Oops. We'll just take it. No. We'll take the first image, drag it. I hope this changes where it goes. If it doesn't, I'm going to be really sad. Right click, send to back. I think we need to send it to the front. Why are we not able to do it? All right. I think this is happening due to the fact that this is a component. We'll just group it. How do you make it not be a component? Let's just fix that. I think it was a mistake making this guy a component. We can just delete it from an asset. Oops. Let's delete it. Again, we do a couple of mistakes so that you don't. Let's delete it. See what happens. I think this should fix the whole thing, more or less. Nope. You know what? Let's just fix this issue for a while. We'll just create another. If you run into this issue where you've accidentally created a component that is not letting you do anything else, just go and remove all instances without worrying about any of these. Go remove all of these instances. Go to your other frame. Make sure this is a group. How do you remove it? We'll just have to detach this instance. Control Alt B. All right, and now we've fixed that. This usually gets fixed in a different file. Go to this frame, copy it, place it right here, place it once again. Make it smaller. Again, and we're so close to being done, you guys. This is really starting to come together really well. You know what? Let's just take this image, send it to the back, so that this image still remains in the rotation, but you don't see it. You can clearly see that this is the current image, this is the next image, and so on. We'll just go right here, shift these images just a little bit. We'll go to this frame, increase the spacing between each individual container, bring it to about 16. This is going to give you some really nice spacing. Place it right here. Just for navigation, copy it, go to the next frame, click on Ctrl V, take this next image, send it to the back behind all of our images, and that's going to give you a beautiful rotation coming together. All right, and now we are going to let's just take care of the radial gradient a little bit, because it's bothering me so much. This has a really hard drop shadow. You might want to reduce it. As long as you bring this down to a 25, you should not have to worry about the drop shadow anymore. This is a really hard red. We need to take care of that. We can go right here, choose a lighter shade of pink. Maybe let's for a moment disregard the image altogether. Let's see where that takes us. Alright, we'll just remove all of these extra colors. Sometimes it takes a while to get it right. There is no hurry. This is what these live streams are all about. The fact that there is no hurry to create the perfect UI design. It does take a little while. We'll make it lighter. And make it lighter still. Alright, this is starting to look good. Now that we've taken care of this, let's just do this next round quicker. We'll just select 2 different screens since we just have to customize simple effects. Uttam says, web dev aata hai aapko? Haan, aata hai Uttam. I am a web developer as well as a UI UX designer. That includes HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, Next, whatever it is. Control C, Control V. Oops, we did the wrong thing. One more time. Let's just select these 2 frames, copy and paste them. This gives us 2 more frames to replicate. Alright, now we're just going to go right here, click on change image. You can find all of these images in the Discord group, link in the description, first link in the description. And we're going to do that with this guy as well. This is just to simplify, speed the process of bringing this whole UI design together. Alright. Uttam says one question tha. Please feel free to type it. We'll choose an image. Any questions that you have, I'm happy to answer in the chat. Go to the crop section. You might want to crop this image. For some reason it acts a little bit differently. Make it bigger. Make it smaller. This fits perfectly. Make it smaller still. We'll change our background images. Drag to make these images smaller, or don't. This looks fine as well. Ahir Sanjay says, are you doing XR designer? I don't know what XR is. This is not Adobe XD, this is Figma. For the Hindi comments, आप कोई भी question लिख सकते हैं and I can answer them in the chat. Let's just drag this, give this the dead center, and this will start to look much better really quickly. And we're doing 2 things simultaneously now, but at the end it's going to make things a whole lot faster. We'll go to this section, take the last image, drag it up top. Take this image as well, drag it up. Shift things in one direction if you don't think they're working perfectly for you. Take another 2 images, drag this guy to the front, drag the next one to the front again. minus 738 minus and 420 are the coordinates on this one. You always want to make sure your coordinates are fine, otherwise the whole thing will start to jump around when you animate it. And now we'll just change finally our colors. You can change this text, but I'm not going to do that starting now on, because we have a lot of designs to get through, and you can type any text you want, get ChatGPT to generate it. Not a lot of fancy stuff there. Alright, and now we're going to start to look into changing we've started to get a couple of questions in the chat. Let's just fix this color and then we can look into them. Make this lighter, all you've got to do. Oops. Just make it as light as you possibly can. Make sure they're all in the same line. Alright, and this gives us, we'll just remove the gradient for this one by 25%. Okay, we've got a couple of questions. Let's just answer those and we'll just jump right back in. This has already become what it's about to be. Almost done. Uttam says front end. Uttam started front end and he's facing a problem. नैवबार में अलग अलग ये टैग यूज़ करते हैं तो उसके लिए अलग पेज बनाना होता है. When you're making a navbar using different A tags, do you have to create different pages? You have to create, for your example, home product blog, you have to basically have 3 different HTML pages. First one is going to be your index file. That is where you're going to house all of your links. You can also have your links in different places because you want the navigation bar to be in all of the pages. Your first page is going to be the one where you have your navigation bar. You have home, blog, link. Let's say the home link points to this page only. It just goes to a / and it goes back to your current page. And then you have a blog and then you have a product. If you're pointing it to blog.html, that is when you have to create a different HTML file to house your blog details. But, and this is really important, if you have the link that goes to #blog, no HTML, nothing like that. If you have a link that goes to #blog, then it takes you to a point of, basically it takes you to a point of the ID of the blog. So if you scroll down and you have a big div which has the ID of a blog, you can scroll down, go ahead and look at it, and that will give you add smooth scrolling through CSS, and that's going to give you the functionality to scroll within the same page. Both of those things are possible. If you add a blog.html, then you have to create a different file. If you add a #blog functionality, then you have to scroll down to the place where the ID of the #blog is. So if you have an ID on the same page with the #blog, ID blog, then you have to scroll down to the current page. If you have /blog.html as the place to which the link points, then you have to create a different HTML file. Again, this is a English stream. You can feel free to get the text from this video, get the text from the closed captions, translate it. We'll just change the colors a little bit. Remove any colors if you don't like the way they are. This works fine. This works fine. We don't have to do a lot of. The surprising thing is this image has more orange than it ever has yellow. This looks fine, because if I just go down this wormhole, I'm going to be making radial gradients for the next hour. We can't do that. All right. Let's just go right here, change the color to orange. Remove any colors in the middle. Or if you're not very comfortable with English, get a friend to translate it. This looks fine as well. And now we have 3 more images to go. About 10 minutes of work at this point. We are so close to the end. Let's just jump right back in. We'll just copy 3 of the frames that we need to duplicate. Have we copied 3 frames? I think we have. We should just click on shift, and that gives you the capability to click on multiple frames. Paste them, drag them out, change these images, change the first one. You can find all of these images in the Discord group. Make sure to subscribe, go to the Discord group. Purple, make sure to change the splash image as well. Change the other images as well, and once this is done, you'll have a lot less to worry about. That is definitely something good. I'm just mass processing these images at this point. Just choose your images, and then that should be it. Shift them up, go to the crop functionality, crop it completely. Go to the background, change the image fill to mint. Yes, Sameer, this is a live class to start Figma as a beginner. Hold on a minute. We've got a couple of chat messages also rolling in. To start Figma as a beginner, Sameer, you can join these 100 days of UI design challenges. These are one of the simplest ways to get started in UI design. We have all of our tutorials from day one, but you can pick at any point. All of these are completely beginner friendly. If you know nothing about Figma, we always start these streams from how to download Figma. I don't think anything in the world gets more basic than that. You can check out everything in the complete playlist in the description, and also we have this stream. So just go ahead and start from the beginning, watch the whole thing, and by the end of the 100 days, I can guarantee you will be a good Figma designer. Your UI skills will be at a different level. And now we're just going to shift around the navigation a little bit. And we'll just start shifting around images at this point. Again, the simplest thing you can do, we go live here every single day for 100 days. This is the 100 days of UI design challenge. We are at day 12. Drag your images, put them in the beginning, and that's going to give you a beautiful navigation to go forward from that point. All that is left to do at this point is just change the background color a little bit. Shift these images, place them up top, take it, put it in the background. I think this is one of the most beginner friendly UI design tutorials that you can find on the internet, and most practical design learning comes from actually building out designs. That is what we're doing here. That is what changed my UI trajectory significantly. This challenge aims to improve your UI trajectory significantly. This is one of the best, if not the best, beginner friendly Figma courses in the world right now. Alright, now we're going to look into changing the background radial gradients. Just go and choose the shade of purple you like. Shift the colors around a little bit. Remove any excessive colors. Alright, and this gives us a really nice background shade. We'll just do that a couple of other times. Go right here, change the blue color. Alright, and we'll just make this darker. Make the colors here darker, it doesn't matter at this point. I think I got to plug this guy in. Give me a minute. Hold on. And we're back. Let's change the background colors a little bit. Just to make everything pop. This takes a while to get right, but once you are there, no one can take that away from you. Alright, now we've taken care of that. Let's just switch to this next frame. Remove whites. Add in an additional shade of light green. And this gives us good enough shades to go forward with. Samir says thank you so much. You're welcome, Samir. Alright, and now we have all of our different UIs ready. This is the most exciting part. Now we are animating the whole thing. It's coming together. Let's start by prototyping the whole thing. We'll just go to the prototype section, show prototype settings, and click on the first frame, go to the next one, take the very simple settings on navigating to the next frame, click on Smart Animate. Always when you're doing Figma animation, Smart Animate is the holy savior for you. Go to quick, 600 milliseconds, and once you've taken care that these settings are as they should be, you can always know for sure that all the other settings that you're going to duplicate them with are also going to be exactly the same. And we'll just, at this point, these radial gradients are just a little bit tricky to get right, but once you're there, you're there. Alright, this works. Make sure to always link your last screen to the first one. Alright, this works. And just for time's sake, we'll just link all of these other images as well, just so we can navigate smoothly. We're just going to repeat that a couple of times. Alright, and we're so close to being done at this point. We'll just link everything together and that's it. Let's just link all of these things together and that should be it. Very simply, we'll just add them to wherever they need to be, and that should be it. Alright, and with that, we are done with this design for today. Let's just prototype it really quickly and we can share the links. And there we have it. We have completed one of the most beautiful, amazing UIs ever. Instagram worthy, completely viral going. You can just post it on Instagram, post it wherever you like. You can find all of these images in the Discord group, first link in the description. Make sure to tag me in your UI design posts after you're done making this. Also make sure to add the hashtag 100 days of UI with Veera. I am going to share this prototype with you guys now. This has been one of the most amazing builds ever, and we can see a couple of people watch this live. I think we might have to wait around to get this to you guys, but other than that, one of the most amazing UI designs ever. While that is loading up, let's just look at, can we take a moment to admire how pretty this looks? There is so much radial gradient going on, so much of animation, so much of background splash, text, effects, everything fits perfectly, works just right. Everything is to size, to scale. You can click on these two individually, navigate to different places. This is also one of my favorite features ever. I hope the live chat is loaded by now. You know what, let me just, how about I add this? You're going to have to give me a moment at this point. I need to, here we go. Let's just give you guys this link as well. We are completely done with today's design. This has been one of the coolest UIs ever, and now I'm sharing this UI for all of you guys to see, play around with. We are going to see the people who join us live in Figma. Let's just give this a moment. We are so close to being done. Let's just place it in the chat. Everyone who's watching can come here live and we'll see all of you guys here. This might take a moment to load. Bhavani Shankar says awesome. Thank you for that compliment. We've got a couple of people watching already. Figma groups multiple people into anonymous. And with that, this has been one of the most amazing UI designs ever. So many layers of animation, so many layers of such cool stuff. This has been truly one of the most beautiful, most amazing, color splash filled UI design in the whole world. Share this on Instagram, share this with everyone. It is high time we stopped looking at other people's cool animations, started making our own. Thank you everyone for watching. I hate to go today, but tomorrow we have an even better design coming up at 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time or 2:30 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Don't miss it. I'll be live every single day for 100 days of UI design. This is me, Veera, signing out. Peace.